morning and welcome to the Bullitt County Fiscal Court. It's 9:30, and at this time, Perry Cook, would you mind doing the invocation and leading us in the pledge to the flag, please, sir?
If you can join me in prayer. Father, what a beautiful day you've given us. Lord, we are so thankful for you and your Son and what he accomplished on the cross for us. God, we're so thankful for this beautiful community that you have given us. Lord, we are prayerful of our leaders, that you would give them wisdom and discernment, that you would bless them and watch over them as they do the business of your flock in this community. So God, just be with us today. Be the spirit that guides all the conversations, and that we would honor you and glorify you in all we do. It's in your precious Son's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Perry. At this time, Sam, if you'd call the roll to bring the court to order, please.
Yes, sir. Vera Sanders. Present. Sean Logston.
Yes.
Karen Johnson. Here. Brian Bleemel.
Yes.
Judge Summers.
Yes.
All present.
Thank you. Approval of minutes from the December 3rd, 2024 Bullitt County Fiscal Court meeting.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes for December the 3rd, 2024. I'll second.
Got a motion by 1st District Magistrate Sanders, a second by 3rd District Magistrate Johnson to approve the minutes of the Bullitt County Fiscal Court from December 3rd, 2024 as presented. Sam, call the roll, please.
Logston.
Yes.
Johnson. Yes. Bleemel.
Yes.
Judge Summers.
Yes.
Sanders.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Treasurer's transfer report, Canan.
Yes, Judge, and that would be dated for December the 17th of 2024 for your all's approval.
I'll make a motion that we approve the treasurer's transfer report as presented. Second.
Got a motion by 2nd District Magistrate Logston, a second by 4th District Magistrate Bleemel to approve the treasurer's transfer report as presented. Sam, call the roll, please.
Johnson.
Yes.
Bleemel.
Yes.
Judge Summers.
Yes.
Sanders. Sanders.
Yes.
Logston.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Presentation and approval of all bills.
I make a motion that we accept the presentation and approval of all bills.
I'll second.
Got a motion by 4th District Magistrate Bleemel, a second by 3rd District Magistrate Johnson to approve the bills as presented at the Bullitt County Fiscal Court, December 17th, 2024 meeting. Sam, call the roll, please.
Bleemel.
Yes.
Judge Summers.
Yes.
Sanders.
Yes.
Logston.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. The treasurer's report, Canan.
That includes your appropriation condition report, a revenue condition report, the interest center cash transfer report, and a financial statement through November the 30th of 2024 for your approval.
I make a motion that we accept the treasurer's report.
Second.
Got a motion by 1st District Magistrate Sanders, a second by 2nd District Magistrate Logston to approve the treasurer's report as presented. Sam, call the roll, please.
Judge Summers.
Yes.
Sanders.
Yes.
Logston.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Bleemel.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Guest speakers, we have a sheet. Okay. Got it, Keith. Thank you, Keith. Gene Metter and Charlie Metter. Jen.
We're going to switch the order on you, Judge. My wife informed me I put it on in the wrong order. So, good morning.
Morning.
Karen Johnson asked us to come regarding the Maryville pool. And there are some things that we're working with Karen on to help take some of the burden off the county. Well, one of the things is, when we sponsored the hole at the golf course, we were hoping to have the amount of as much traffic, as foot traffic as we could down there. And Karen's been keeping us informed on the restrooms, and we've been coming up with different ideas. Well, when I recruited for the Kentucky National Guard, I recruited Job Corps to the point where at one point the Kentucky National Guard said, "Can you please stop putting all these kids in and changing their lives because they go back to other states. But we developed a whole process where we could put them in. Department of Labor runs Job Corps centers, and they have a path for GED and a path for high school diploma, and then they have career, hard trades, the hard skills. So Whitney M. Young Job Corps out in Simpsonville has plumber, pipe fitters, carpentry, masonry, and those types of programs. So I've connected Karen with the gentleman who evaluates those for the cost of materials and lunch. And all of the skilled labor is provided. And Thursday they have a meeting. When you look at a map and what kids actually have to do, there's a hole between Fairdale and Okolona and Shepherdsville. And kids with nothing to do get in trouble. When I ended up helping manage the neighborhood pool at Landis Lakes subdivision, we found that there were a lot of revenue streams that had been ignored. Everybody thinks just the kids coming to play. Well, first thing in the morning, our day started with chemo patients because water resistance and walking is about all they can do to build strength. So we would have a pool, the whole shallow end of the pool would be chemo patients walking back and forth. And then we would transition into some swim lessons. Usually one of the lifeguards or one of the kids. And then recently we've started, our daughter, 10-year-old daughter, just got her dive certification. The difference between when Jen and I got ours and Madison getting hers in June is that, there are no pools that are deep enough for diving certifications. So you're in 6 feet of water when you're doing the PADI. The Louisville Dive Center built the big 30-foot deep pool. But that certification is very hard for kids to get. It's a 400-meter swim and a 45-minute tread of water for basically no reason, in my opinion. So there are different revenue streams that could be pursued to in addition. So the ultimate goal is to lower the cost burden on the county, and then provide, help brainstorm and find additional revenue streams for the Maryville pool.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you, Charlie.
No problem.
Jen?
Awesome, Charlie. Thank you. Jen again.
So most of you guys know me. I'm the other owner of the Angry Chicken Outdoors that sponsored the first hole at this golf. But what you guys don't know about me is my past life. I was a competitive swimmer for 10 years. So I just kind of to touch and add a little bit more to what he said. I did grow up in the East End. I swam for Douglas Hills Swim Club. And within probably a 5-mile radius of the Douglas Hills neighborhood, there were about 5 other pools, all of which had probably a swim team with about 200 kids on it. As I grew up, I started swimming at 12 years old here in Kentucky. I rode my bike to swim team practice every morning, which was about a mile ride, and did that twice a day. Once I got to the age where I could drive, I became a lifeguard in addition to my swim team practice. Hung out on my days off at the pool, all while my mom and dad were at work, and taught swim lessons, taught diaper dip, taught a lot of different, a senior class that I thought was gonna kill me because it was so hard in the water. But that's what you get for making fun of the aqua classes. So, but those summers with that pool were the best ever. Nobody got into trouble. We made lifelong friendships with people that necessarily didn't go to our school. Most of us, it was our first job, and taught us a lot about responsibility, because you can't just think it's water and it's ready to go. There's a lot of things that have to be done, water to be tested, and at certain times of the day to make sure we meet health requirements and things like that. So not only does it keep kids out of trouble, it will teach them responsibility. It will teach kids how to be safe around water, which there's a huge need for. And again, let them have fun and not sit behind a computer all day and on their phones all day. So all I'm asking is just to reconsider, because both pools can work in the same county. And I think that there is a desperate need for the community over in the Maryville, Hillview area that the pool will fill that need.
Okay. Thank you, Jen.
Thank you.
Robin?
I wish I was as good as you. For I have just a thing to say. Hillview is where I grew up. Hillview is where I grew up. It's a poem of sorts. You don't know what you don't know is the word ignorance. Community has lost support of our county seats. Their focus has changed. All monies and vision. The people of this small family community have been lost. First View, the county nicknamed our area the slums. Hillviews and affordable housing is what we strive for our community. If we are to continue to grow the community, it has to start from within. Take what you currently have and build from the inside out. Rebuild and reconnect the infrastructure. Knowing we are and where we came from helps stabilize the development and the family format. We all strive for a nice home with neighbors, community events, energetic activities, good food, and peace. When companies moved into our community, it impacts everything. Transportation, infrastructure, it's overwhelming. You are out there advocating for something. Well, we are here to prove that community is what we, as your constituents, we ask that you look our way and say, I hear you. I am here to listen. The meetings are directed to sidetrack the reason of the agenda and your opinion. I would like to hear where you are taking our community. We have lost our children's activities, walking, baseball, softball, basketball, swimming, the healthiest thing we need in our community. We all need the Hill View. Has it all and it's in disrepair. The community has been lost in the process of urban sprawl. Your directive should be here for us and not there for you. Hillview should be just that, a hill with a view. For the community to live in peace, but they have been forgotten. The seats should be filled with community as they are today. Today I see unity in our community, and I thank you, and I thank you all.
Thank you, Robin. David Selby, Hebron Lane.
Good morning, everyone. My name's David Selby, and I live in the city of Fox Chase. And what I'm going to say, I'm sure you hear it from everybody in the county on every road in the county, but Hebron Lane, which West Hebron Lane runs right in front of Fox Chase. It is like in the worst shape of ever. I actually grew up in that part of the county, and I'm sure every road at this time of year is falling apart, but it seems to be extremely dangerous in our area because there is not just a low shoulder, but there's sections of the road that has no shoulder at all. And so as that asphalt breaks away, which it's doing all winter long, it becomes an extra, more dangerous hazard to anybody driving down our road. So my question, because I really didn't know who to ask, is the county, I know they're constantly patching, but is there any plans for them to evaluate that road since it's such a high traffic cut through, to maybe do some repairs or some modifications to add shoulders, anything? So that's kind of what I was just throwing out to you all. If you don't know, you may know or you may not know, but if you would, put that on your list and ask the road department, if they could take a second look at that, because every road is in bad shape, and I totally understand that.
Yeah, and David, to help you a little bit, when you had the sinkholes there, that's the responsibility of the state. We in conjunction with the sheriff's department and the Hillview City Police and the Pioneer Village, we did everything we could.
Yeah, that major sinkhole was great.
Right, but that was a state responsibility, and we will reach out to them because a lot of folks do frequent that road a lot, and so do our ambulances. So, and their blacktopping season and repair season, I know Mr. Blingwell knows this, is just about over for right now. They're more into weeds and gravel. What I mean by weeds is cutting down trees and trimming up the bushes to where you can have a good view in the spring and summer. So we will look into it.
Okay. Yeah, my concern is it's not just a pothole.
Right.
We're losing parts of our road, and
Absolutely.
It's so dangerous.
Yep.
And since I have a few seconds left, I just want to throw a plug for the Maryville School, or the Maryville School Pool. I grew up in that part of the county. I've been there 62 of my 66 years. I've lived in that part of the county. And anybody that lived in that part of the county know there's a rock quarry at the end of my street I live on Sussex. And that's kind of like a fallback for anybody that lives there. They say, hey, we got a rock quarry, it's got water. We've lost people's lives in that part of the county before. Luckily, it's been a few years since that happened, but during COVID, I actually was witness to people, teenagers, drag racing, trying to see who could get to the rock quarry first, and then drag racing out of our neighborhood, when they're leaving. It's just a danger to our teenage population, because they're going to find a spot when it's a hot, miserable day to cool off. Okay. So I'll say, I'm all for what we can do in Maryville Pool. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, David. Okay. Will Dufton, you have his presentation, Candy, for the drug court. Morning, Will.
Morning. Well, so we're going to have a presentation. It might be a different PowerPoint than the one you got on there, though. So I'll have to double check and resend, maybe. Is this the PowerPoint that was sent?
Is that the one is that not the right one?
That was our initial one from last year. So this will be an update from our first year update. So it'll take some time.
I forwarded the one you sent me.
We got multiple. Yeah, I was here same time last year, giving our presentation about the program when it first started. So we're going to give you another one today, really just giving an update over our first year and kind of our journey and what we've accomplished over the last year. So I did do a different presentation. Hopefully it's a little better than the first one. A little trial and error never hurt. There it is. All right, so year one update. So before I get started, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Will Dufton. So I'm director of our mental health court program here in Bullitt County. Also most recently, director of our juvenile drug court in Bullitt County as well. So, but I'm here today really just to
to share with you guys about our program, give you some insight into our progress over the last year, our success, share some stories, and really kind of focus on our plans for 2025, kind of moving into the next year. So before I get started, I just want to thank everybody in this room who's made this possible for us to even bring this program here to Bullitt County. Everybody up here sitting in the chairs, so all of our magistrates, judge, our sheriff, Walsholer, and his team who've been amazing to work with for us, and obviously your county attorney, Tammy Baker. This was her vision. This was her dream. She knew there was a need for mental health services here in Bullitt County. It was a gap in the system that we were missing, and so, with her knowledge and experience, putting the right team in place and making it all happen, and with your support and funding and the support from the community, we've been able to kind of make it this dream that we've had and a goal actually come to fruition, and we're seeing some results, and we're very happy and proud to share that with you. So we'll go ahead and go slide 1. And I'll kind of talk to you about just the program itself. So anybody who wasn't here for that presentation last year and doesn't know what a mental health court program is, I'll kind of give you a brief update. So it's a specialized court. It's similar to a drug court program, very unique, very different than any court program that you'll see. So instead of focusing on punishment, our goal is to focus on support and treatment, really helping our individuals eliminate barriers, and just overall just trying to help them be successful. And so we started our program. Our very first court date was January 17th, so exactly 11 months from this day was the first day we were going to court. We did not know what to expect getting into this first year, so it was just a lot of people that were passionate about helping folks and had an idea and ready to put it into action. So with any successful program, it starts with having a great team. So our team, I'm just a small part of it, very happy to be a part. It all goes through our judge. I put her front and center on that, Judge Porter, who's been an amazing judge for this program. She was perfect. Her command of the courtroom, her temperament, her compassion, just really, I think all our folks really feel that love and support from the bench. Could be tough love at times, so she can be firm if needed. I don't want to get it confused, but firm but very fair. And our team, TJ Hume, our prosecutor, has been a great addition, our DPA, and then, our treatment providers. So we lean a lot on Peace Hospital. So we have clinicians there in the courtroom, Stephanie Siegel and Mary Skaggs. They bring their knowledge and experience with mental health. They do all of our assessments, our referrals, collaboration, with us. So very thankful, and all of our, law enforcement, jailers, and I'll highlight some of our, key kind of community supports here later in the slide. So we'll go on to the next. All right, so I wanted to kind of share some data that we've come up with over the last year. So I didn't want to get too heavy into data, so I try to keep it kind of short and sweet. But just kind of overall, we've had 49 referrals since January of this year. So nearly 50 referrals. We're very active. We get referrals from all different ways. So it could be, members of the community are calling in. They've got a loved one who is suffering from mental illness, who's been incarcerated. It could be, our law enforcement that's reaching out, having these interactions with individuals, knowing that they're struggling and need some support. Could be, a number of different ways. Out of our 49 referrals, we've accepted 18 people into our program this year. So that means we've had 31 denials, and so it could be a number of different reasons. Either they just didn't meet criteria for our program based on their charges, so we don't accept any sex offenses, any violent crimes, anything like that. So it could be their history. Could be, they have to have a severe mental illness to qualify for our program. So if it's just a drug problem and not a mental health, issue, then they wouldn't be accepted. And also they have to want to be in the program. So it's a voluntary program, so it could be they just refuse services. So out of our 18 people that we've had, we've unfortunately discharged 5 people from the program. 2 of those were voluntary, 2 were involuntarily, and then unfortunately we did have 1 person pass away in our program early on. So, we knew that would be a possibility. Could be a very, it could be a reality based on the nature of the job that we do, and but it doesn't make it easier. You get to know these individuals, you get to know their families, and so although it was a reality, it was a hard one to face. We currently have 13 people in our program right now. They're all in various stages of sobriety, various stages of treatment, recovery, and we'll kind of share and highlight some of those stories here in the next slide. So good, Candy. So we did want to highlight some success stories. I could sit here and talk all day about our folks. I mean, I could give you 13 or 18 different stories about individuals, and each one is unique and special. But I wanted to just kind of touch on a couple and then share kind of from their perspective how they feel like the program's going. So we'll go to the first one. And to get permission to share, we wanted to keep it anonymous just to respect their privacy. But just this first participant, he's a 43-year-old male. He's got a diagnosis of schizophrenia. He's been arrested. He was charged with shoplifting, criminal trespass to get into our program. And he's just got a long history of mental illness, drug use, criminal activity, very limited in his support. He has a father who's his primary support, but, given he had been chronically homeless for the last 10 years, he was living on 4th Street downtown for most of that time, used crack cocaine and alcohol daily. And he's very open about his struggles, and you can imagine the lifestyle that would come along with that. Last year, he was arrested 16 times prior to joining our program, and last year alone, he was arrested 5 times in 2023 and had 1 felony out of Jefferson. So, since joining our program in February, he has only been arrested 1 time. That was 2 weeks after joining our program. He left treatment, picked up another charge. We were able to get him back into treatment, back on track, and since that time, he's been able to stay engaged. He's been sober this entire time, can stay consistent in treatment. He's been hospitalized twice. He's completed a long-term program and then an intensive outpatient program through PEACE. He's still getting individual therapy, medication management, case management, peer support. So really just wrapping this guy in as much service as we can. And I'm just going to share just a quick letter from him. So anytime one of our folks phase up in our program, they have to write a letter to the judge explaining why they feel like they're ready to phase up. I thought it was important to share that letter with you. I think that I'm going to share one from 3 months in and one from 6 months in, just so you can see, really even in their own words, the progression and the improvement that they're making. So I'll just kind of read that really quick. So, thank you, Judge Porter, for having faith in me and sending me to rehab. We have groups here that are great. I believe I should be phased up because I've been doing such a good job. So that was initially 3 months in. We're appreciative of that. So here's his most recent letter. And I think you can feel it in some of his words. So, dear Judge Porter, I just wanted to thank you for all your support and help sending me to New Day for their program. This was the best thing that ever could have happened to me. It showed me that I can live a sober way of life with other sober people. Thank you. Today I believe I should be phased up to the next level because not only of my work, but for others' work and helping me stay safe off drugs and off the streets. I'm now in 7 counties treatment and on medication, which has helped me out a lot. I'm trying to find some voluntary work at the Goodwill. At the very moment, I'm looking for an apartment with my dad's help and the help of our lawyers. And because of their help, I'm able to stay out of jail and live a sober way of life. Thank you, Judge Porter. So I just wanted to share. I thought that was very powerful from him. And we'll highlight just one more person. And this individual has been with us since March. So He's 48 years old. He's got a diagnosis of PTSD, major depressive disorder, and generalized anxiety disorder. He was charged with public intoxication to get in our program, one of 2 or 3 public intoxications he picked up in a couple months. He was arrested 6 times since 2021, and all alcohol related. Now, prior to that, he had never been in trouble before in his life. This was a guy who was very successful. He was a general manager at a grocery chain for 20 years. He had a wife and a daughter. He was an upstanding member of his church. He was active in the community. And then, due to untreated mental health and, his alcoholism, in his words, he lost everything. And so he got divorced. He's lost custody. He lost his job for showing up, drunk on the job. And was really in a downhill spiral, in his words, when he came to this program in need of help. And so he joined our program in March. Since that time, he's completed 2 intensive outpatient programs. He's been engaged in treatment and therapy. He's remained sober for the longest period he has in his life. He's regained employment. He did relapse one time, but was able to get back on track and surrounded himself with support, and has been very successful in our program. And that's something that wouldn't have been available last year without you all bringing this program here. And I'm going to read just some words from him as well. So, Judge Porter, thank you for giving me the chance to be in your mental health court program. If not for this program, I'm honestly sure I would not be alive. The amount of alcohol I was drinking, the human body is not meant to consume. By having a chance to go to IOP and therapy, I've learned to deal with situations that would have otherwise led me to the bottle. For example, I recently went through the end of a relationship that I thought would I be in the rest of my life. This would have sent me to the liquor store before. I would have possibly drank myself to death. But now I'm able to use my skills and meditation techniques I learned in therapy to help cope. Thanks again for you, Will, and everybody involved in this program. Thank you, Judge Porter. So I just wanted to share just from their perspective. We can talk all day about, how we feel like the program's going and how we think it's successful, but to hear it from the individuals actually living it, going through it, I feel like it's very powerful. And again, that's just one of many different lives that, we're touching through your all's help and through this program. So we'll go to the next slide. So I wanted to just kind of highlight as well just the impact we're having in the community. This was really our main focus when we started this program. So improving mental health for our folks, reducing recidivism rates. And so you can see, from our individuals who have been chronically in and out of the system, arrested multiple times, and spent the majority of the last couple of years in jail. Aside from those 2 individuals who both spent a day or 2 in jail in our program, we've only had 1 other person who's picked up a new charge since being in our program this year. So, we're seeing those results of, long-term support. We're setting people up for success even after this program. I tell them, you're with me for 12 months, but we want you to be successful for the rest of your life after this, and we're hoping those results continue. Cost savings to the community. So we're seeing that. Bullitt County Detention Center reported that it costs roughly $69 a day to house an inmate here in Bullitt County. So when you think about, individuals who stay incarcerated, stay in and out of jail, we're saving, our taxpayers a lot of money by keeping them wrapped in treatment and support and out of jail. And then enhancing community safety. So that's the big thing, is while they're in treatment, while they're getting support, while they're getting help, we have a safer community, and we feel, comfortable with those individuals in our program, being out in the community and living, successful lives. So we'll go to the next one. I just wanted to give some acknowledgments. Obviously, we couldn't have done anything, without all of your all's help, without the support of our law enforcement, our community supports, our treatment providers. I put a list up there, and I could go, more and more. If I missed anybody, I apologize. But really wanted to just kind of highlight the Sheriff's Department for all their help with us, transporting individuals back and forth to treatment. We have court at the end of the day, in the evening on a Wednesday. So if we have somebody that has to go to treatment, go inpatient, it's those bailiffs and sheriffs who are, working overtime to take these folks to and from treatment. We appreciate that sacrifice and the support. Our jailer, for letting us come in and conduct our business in the jails. It's been very seamless and a great, collaboration from everybody involved. All of our law enforcement who are keeping an eye out for individuals who are struggling, and they know people who need our support, and then our community support. So Goodwill, Kentucky Works, helping with different employment support. Mark 12 Ministries, which Perry's here, and their outreach thrift store, helping get clothes and housing goods and different things to our individuals. Connectors, getting our connectors, getting people signed up for insurance, so they can actually go to treatment. Jim Eden's Resource Center has been amazing about donating food to our individuals and our families. They've been, great about, community service and helping us out. So, County Library, everybody involved, and I won't list all the treatment providers, but it all starts with Peace Hospital and their partnership, and then, all of our folks in the community. So we're always reaching out. I just want to say thank you. And then, next slide. We're going to just kind of talk about moving forward. So it's been a year, been a very, very great year. We're very thankful. This was just an idea that started last year, and to see it come to fruition and actually do what it was intended to do and see results has been so encouraging for us. And so we're just wanting to build on that success moving forward. We're going to talk about expanding that program. We had 49 referrals this year. I fully expect to have twice as much next year. We're going to keep getting the word out there. Maintaining those community supports, building our network. I'm always seeing what's out there. I know there's services out there that are being missed. So just networking and connecting with our community is what we're looking forward to next year. Expanding our program and having the manpower to, sustain that. So, and lastly, again, I just wanted to say thanks. I just wanted to say thank you guys for bringing this program to Bullitt County. Thank you to Fiscal Court. Thank you for all of our partners. I just want to say we knew this program would work. We were able to shadow some other programs across the state that had already implemented this, and we knew that it was needed. But to see it, in real time has been great. I just want you to know we're making a difference in the lives of our clients, their families, our community. I hope to be back next year to give you an update. We're going to start looking at some more data to really talk about, how much money that we're saving, different ways that we can improve, always looking at, making this thing better every year. So I hope to continue to share our success, and my contact information is on there. So if anybody has, wants to help in any way, if you have a family member who's struggling with mental illness, a friend, anybody who's been involved in our criminal justice system and needs help, call me. If you have clothes to donate, contact Perry, at the Outreach Thrift Store. Donate some clothes, anything, food, contact our resource center, or just spread awareness. Hey, I heard about a mental health court program here in Bullitt County, and we know it's helping people. Get out, share that, and if anybody has anything else to share, I know our judge is here, Tammy, anybody who's been a part, feel free, but I just wanted to say again, thank you for your time and allowing me to be here. So,
I got a quick question. You mentioned on participant 1, phase 3. How many different phases are there, and what is the timeline from somebody from start to finish? Because the only reason I asked was because you had 49 referrals, you accepted, you had 5 discharges, and you said 13 is currently in the program. So I assume based on those numbers, we haven't really had anybody complete the program.
We have not. So again, it's been going 11 months, so it's a 1-year program for us.
Okay.
We have 4 different phases.
Okay.
So it comes in every 3 months. We look at phasing someone up based on their progress and how they're doing. The first phase is really getting people in, getting them stabilized in treatment, getting them into the program, and then the second phase is just continue to build on that sobriety, continued treatment, and then our third and fourth phases, it's really getting them active in the community, working, getting their own apartment, getting their own place, housing, and then care support. So we've not had anybody graduate yet. We're looking at hopefully having some graduations. We got people on track for March.
Okay.
And so, you know, it's a sliding scale. You know, people do well for a while, and then they may relapse, so they may get set back. And part of our sanctions, they could be phased down, you know, or they could, you know, just kind of based on their progress. But you know, ideally, we want to keep it around 12 months is what we do.
Last question, because I want to know if there's anything we can do, obviously, to help. One of the big alarming numbers to me in your presentation is 31 denials. Who is making those referrals? You mentioned something about law enforcement, other people, because I want to know if there's anything that we can do to help. Is it staffing? Because you anticipate things are going to double.
Yeah.
But those numbers, 63% of people that are getting referred aren't getting because I know there's different reasons, sexual abuse, violent crimes and stuff, but is there some kind of hole there or void with 63% of people getting referred and not falling into your program?
Yeah, we're still working through that. So the main number is just, you know, it is a voluntary program. And so for a lot of our individuals, sometimes it's harder to do the hard work, right? It's easier to just take a charge and spend a week in jail and then get out and, you know, go back to living their life, you know, however they want to do. So rather than you're going to spend a year in our program getting sober, going to treatment, doing random drug screens, coming to court. So it's a very intensive program that we have, and a lot of people just aren't ready to complete that, until they are, So, we're seeing it's either, it's their first time getting in trouble, and they feel like, and they know that they need mental health treatment, and they're like, okay, I'm willing to do whatever. Or we have people who have been going through this for 20, 30 years. This has been their life, and they're at the end of their rope. They're just tired, and they don't have support, and this is a way that they found they can get that support. And so those are the folks that we're really getting in, and staying in the program. But we're looking at, just educating the public on what a severe mental illness is, when to refer, and our prosecutors are really good about keeping an eye out for those individuals. DPA, our jail, when somebody's over at the jail and they're really struggling, they could call over and say, hey, we got somebody who could use that support. So I don't have a great answer for, that, but we want to see, those referrals continue and hopefully accept a higher number.
Yeah, and the reason I asked the question, I just want to make sure as a court, we're doing everything we can do to support you, because I think if you change one life, the whole program's worth itself. So I just want to, when I see 31 denials, I just want to make sure it's not due to staffing, because if we need to do something, to help this program out, I think it's an amazing program, and what everybody's doing, hats off to all you all. But like I said, if one life's changed, I think it's worth it. Just want to ensure that if there's anything else that we can do to continue to help and support it, that we're doing it.
Yeah. Well, you guys are doing everything that we could ever ask. We appreciate it. I want to invite all of you all to our graduations when they come. I want everybody to be a part. We're going to celebrate it, and really, kind of boost our guys up and make it a big deal for them, because it is a big deal, and it's a life-changing, thing that they're signing up for, and to be able to complete it start to finish is a major accomplishment. So we want to celebrate that and have you guys and everybody who's involved celebrate that as well. So, but yeah, you guys are great. Tammy might be able to add something to that.
Well, if I could, so Will said some very nice things about me, but I want to say some very nice things about him. Will is the heart of this program. He's amazing. He dove right in. There's folks know they can call him anytime. He's there. He will make the referrals. He's been great. He was an excellent hire, you all. I cannot thank you all enough for providing the opioid money. Again, not tax money, folks. It's not tax money. Opioid settlement funds that are paying Will's salary. He's been amazing. And second nice thing, Judge Porter has also been amazing. For folks who don't know, we have one district court judge for all of Bullitt County. So you can imagine what her schedule looks like. And so she carved out a time in her schedule to do this program. So I couldn't be more thankful. Well, I'd just like to thank you for the presentation and what y'all are doing over there and your staff and also the judge. However, I do have a couple of questions.
Yeah.
What is the cap that y'all have? How many participants can y'all take? Do y'all have a
And we've
cutoff?
kind of fluctuated on that back and forth. So initially there wasn't a cap. We're willing to kind of take as many people as needed, but understanding that, our team is just starting out, and so I do all of the case management side of things as well as, the program oversight as well. So just with our team, we were keeping it around 15, but moving into next year, we are going to look at expanding that. We don't want anyone to be turned away because there's not an open spot, especially if you're struggling in need of help. This service is out there. So we're going to talk about, hiring, additional case managers, ways that we can grow this program to meet the demand, for next year. And hopefully we have 25, next year, 30. I mean, there's no limit, but right now, we're actively taking referrals. We got spots open and ready.
And it's tough because, I didn't mean to cut you off here, but it's tough because you don't know at the outset how much hands-on time a participant is going to need. So we have some folks that he talks to them every day. I mean, he's going to the Social Security office to meet with them and Social Security, and he's going to the treatment providers, going to Bardstown, taking clothes to the ARC. I mean, he's on the road. So it's tough because you want everybody to get that same level of care from him. He's only one guy, and you only have so many hours in a day. So we will be back to ask for more funding.
Well, it does sound like a good program that y'all have. And those that participate, do they have to have a criminal record to be able to participate? Or?
It's a diversion program, so they have to have a pending criminal charge. Yeah. And like Will said, we were pretty clear at the beginning, no sex offenses, no violent offenses. Right. So we've seen a lot of assault 4s against parents and things like that. And we were on the fence about taking those kind of cases, but we've had some that have been really successful in the program with those kind of charges.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, if anybody has anything else, I also have some brochures, some pamphlets about the program, just to share. If anybody wants to stop by, talk to me afterwards, I'll hang out. So, I love to talk to anybody about it at any point. So again, thank you guys so much just for giving me some time today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Will.
Thank you.
Okay. Tammy, the second reading for zoning ordinance 24-28.
Commonwealth of Kentucky, County of Bullitt, zoning ordinance number 24-28. An ordinance relating to the changing of zoning of certain property from agricultural to R1 residential. The property in question is 18.3 acres more or less, located at Waterford Road, Tract 3, parcel number 081-000-00-059 in an unincorporated area of the county. Whereas the Fiscal Court of Bullitt County has considered the evidence of the public hearing held by the Joint Planning Commission and the recommendations of the Commission, the information provided in the staff report of the Office of Bullitt County Planning and Zoning, and the testimony and evidence presented at the public hearing held by the Fiscal Court, and whereas the Fiscal Court concurs in and adopts the reasons of the Joint Planning Commission for said zoning change and approves and accepts the recommendations of the Planning Commission in this matter as set out in said minutes, and determines that the proposed zoning change is acceptable and should be approved. Now therefore be it ordained by the Fiscal Court of County of Bullitt, Commonwealth of Kentucky, Section 1, that the above property located in the unincorporated area of Bullitt County, and more particularly described in the minutes and records of the Planning Commission in docket number 2024Z-56, is hereby changed from agricultural to R1 residential. Section 2, this ordinance shall take effect upon passage and publication as required by law. Section 3, should any section, provision, or part of this ordinance be declared unconstitutional or invalid for any reason by a court of competent jurisdiction, then the remainder of this ordinance shall not be affected and shall remain in full force and effect. Section 4, all ordinances and resolutions to the extent they are inconsistent herewith are hereby repealed. Given first reading and public hearing at a regular meeting of the Bullitt County Fiscal Court on the 3rd day of December 2024. Given second reading at a regular meeting of the Bullitt County Fiscal Court on the 17th day of December 2024.
Thank you, Tammy.
I'll make a motion that we approve Bullitt County's Planning and Zoning's recommendation and approve zoning ordinance 24-28, Todd Givens and Matt McIntyre.
Second.
Got a motion by 2nd District Magistrate Logston, a second by 1st District Magistrate Sanders to go with the Planning and Zoning's recommendation for zoning ordinance 24-28. Sam, call the roll, please.
Sanders.
Yes.
Logston.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Flemel.
Yes.
Judge Summers.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you, Tammy. Second reading, zoning ordinance 24-29.
Commonwealth of Kentucky, County of Bullitt, zoning ordinance number 24-29. An ordinance relating to the changing of zoning of certain property from agricultural to R1 residential. Property in question is 6.5 acres more or less, located at 1974 Belmont Road, parcel number 040-000-000-031 in an unincorporated area of the county. Whereas the Fiscal Court of Bullitt County has considered the evidence of the public hearing held by the Joint Planning Commission and the recommendations of the commission, the information provided in the staff report of the Office of Bullitt County Planning and Zoning, and the testimony and evidence presented at the public hearing held by the Fiscal Court, and whereas the Fiscal Court concurs in and adopts the reasons of the Joint Planning Commission for said zoning change, and approves and accepts the recommendations of the Planning Commission in this matter as set out in said minutes, and determines that the proposed zoning change is acceptable and should be approved. Now therefore be it ordained by the Fiscal Court of County of Bullitt, Commonwealth of Kentucky, Section 1, that the above property located in the unincorporated area of Bullitt County, and more particularly described in the minutes and records of the Planning Commission, and docket number 2024Z-57, is hereby changed from agricultural to R1 residential. Section 2, this ordinance shall take effect upon passage and publication as required by law. Section 3, should any section, provision, or part of this ordinance be declared unconstitutional or invalid for any reason by a court of competent jurisdiction, then the remainder of this ordinance shall not be affected and shall remain in full force and effect. Section 4, all ordinances and resolutions to the extent they are inconsistent herewith are hereby repealed. Given first reading and public hearing at a regular meeting of the Bullitt County Fiscal Court on the 3rd day of December 2024. Given second reading at a regular meeting of the Bullitt County Fiscal Court on the 17th day of December 2024.
Thank you, Tammy.
I'll make a motion that we accept planning and zoning's recommendation for zoning ordinance 24-29.
I'll second.
Got a motion by 4th District Magistrate Blingmore, a second by 3rd District Magistrate Johnson to accept planning and zoning's recommendation for zoning ordinance 24-29. Sam, call a roll, please.
Logston?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Fleemel?
Yes.
Judge Summers?
Yes.
Sanders?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Second reading for zoning ordinance 24-30. Tammy?
Commonwealth of Kentucky, County of Bullitt, zoning ordinance number 24-30. An ordinance relating to the changing of zoning of certain property from agricultural to R1 residential. The property in question is 1.33 acres, more or less, located at 9894 South Preston Highway, parcel number 041-000-00-009 in an unincorporated area of the county. Whereas the Fiscal Court of Bullitt County has considered the evidence of the public hearing held by the Joint Planning Commission and the recommendations of the Commission, the information provided in the staff report of the Office of Bullitt County Planning and Zoning, and the testimony and evidence presented at the public hearing held by the Fiscal Court, and whereas the Fiscal Court concurs in and adopts the reasons of the Joint Planning Commission for said zoning change, and approves and accepts the recommendations of the Planning Commission in this matter as set out in said minutes, and determines that the proposed zoning change is acceptable and should be approved. Now therefore be it ordained by the Fiscal Court of County of Bullitt, Commonwealth of Kentucky, Section 1, that the above property located in the unincorporated area of Bullitt County, and more particularly described in the minutes and records of the Planning Commission, and docket number 2024Z-59, is hereby changed from agricultural to R1 residential. Section 2, this ordinance shall take effect upon passage and publication as required by law. Section 3, should any section, provision, or part of this ordinance be declared unconstitutional or invalid for any reason by a court of competent jurisdiction, then the remainder of this ordinance shall not be affected and shall remain in full force and effect. Section 4, all ordinances and resolutions to the extent they are inconsistent herewith are hereby repealed. Given first reading and public hearing at a regular meeting of the Bullitt County Fiscal Court on the 3rd day of December 2024. Given second reading at a regular meeting of the Bullitt County Fiscal Court on the 17th day of December 2024.
Thank you, Tammy.
And I'll make a motion that we accept planning and zoning's recommendation for zoning ordinance 24-30.
Oh, second.
Got a motion by 4th District Magistrate Blingmore, a second by 2nd District Magistrate Logston to accept planning and zoning's recommendation for zoning ordinance 24-30. Sam, call a roll, please.
Johnson?
Yes.
Fleemel?
Yes.
Judge Summers?
Yes.
Sanders?
Yes.
Logston?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. The fourth item on there is to issue checks for the audit on the election to the county clerk. And I'm going to put that in the form of a motion.
I'll second.
And I have a second by 2nd District Magistrate Johnson. Sam, call a roll, please.
Fleemel?
Yes.
Judge Summers?
Yes.
Sanders?
Yes.
Logston?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. This time, the next item is County Clerk's 2025 budget. Kevin, and you need your associate?
Anne's with me, but she's
Yes.
shy. So
Well, she's just going to have to get over that.
she'll come up when and if we need her help.
Okay.
So hopefully this will be straightforward enough that she won't have to get up. The budget that we're presenting to you all is remarkably similar to the budget from last year. It needs to be approved in 3 separate motions for audit purposes. That way they know that it was actually, each of these was actually approved by you all. And we had emailed this to you all last Thursday, and excuse me, and so I've got the budget for you. There's very little change in it. We also then have a document called the General Term Order, and then a third one called the Annual Order Setting Maximum Amount for Deputies and Assistants. That second and third document are repeats of information that is in the budget. It's just a restating of it.
Right.
And that is basically it. It's more of the same. We've made some adjustments just because of what the last year or two has looked like, but nothing of any significant consequence.
Okay.
All right, tell us the first motion, how does it need to read?
It would be the approval of the clerk's budget in whole.
Right.
Approval of clerk's budget, and
In
what'd you
whole.
say?
In whole.
In whole?
Yeah.
All right, I'll make a motion that we approve the clerk's budget in whole. Second.
I got a motion by 2nd District Magistrate Logston, a second by 4th District Magistrate Blamewell to approve the Bullitt County Clerk's 2025 budget in whole. Sam, call the roll.
Judge Summers?
Yes.
Sanders?
Yes.
Logston?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Leamel?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Then we have to do the general term order the same way?
Yes, it's the exact
Okay.
same thing.
Okay. I'll put that in the form of a motion that we approve the general term order by the Bullitt County Clerk for his 2025 budget.
I'll second.
I have a second by 3rd District Magistrate Johnson. Sam, call the roll, please.
Sanders?
Yes.
Logston?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Leamel?
Yes.
Judge Summers?
Yes.
Motion carried.
And then the last one is for the approval of your deputies and assistants, their annual maximum salaries. And that's a
Yes.
separate motion too, correct?
Yes, sir.
There you go.
Second.
Got a second by 2nd District Magistrate Logston. Sam, call the roll, please.
Logston?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Leamel?
Yes.
Judge Summers?
Yes.
Sanders?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. And Kevin, it was a well-thought-out budget.
Appreciate it. And I'll get these with you, Judge, afterwards when you
I'll sign them
take
off.
care of business.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Kevin, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
In the future, is there any way we can get this sooner than what we've gotten it? Because it's not really giving us enough time to look over it like I would like to look over it. I don't know if you could maybe, the first meeting of the month, have it to us that we can kind of look over it and look more.
I believe that's possible, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All righty.
And you're doing a great job.
Thanks, ma'am.
Okay. Sheriff's 2025 revenue bond, and that's in your folder, members of the court. And I'm going to put that in the form of a motion that we approve the sheriff's 2025 revenue bond. What that does, that protects him and us for the collection of the taxes and his fees.
Second.
I have a second by 2nd District Magistrate Logston. Sam, call the roll, please.
Johnson?
Yes.
Leamel?
Yes.
Judge Summers?
Yes.
Sanders?
Yes.
Logston?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, and item number 7, Bullitt County Sheriff's Office 2025 budget in the same order that we just did the clerk's budget.
That's pretty much the size of it. So I'm here to answer any
Thank you,
questions
Bob.
that you have. I think we sent the documents out to everybody last week. But I'm happy to answer any questions and anticipating the question that you may have, same for the sheriff. Yes, we can get it. I don't know how much sooner because when we start working on our budget, is typically, we start looking at it in August. And as you all may be familiar, the whole taxing season, or the year is broken up, and various things happen on the tax calendar. One of which is we have to, once we get our quietus order from you all, then we can, that would have been for 2023 taxes. Then we get to start on 2024 taxes. And we do that typically in July, and then the PVA, he sets what the value of all the property is in the county. Then we have to get from the taxing districts the rates that they're all going to charge, and we get that typically in August. And so once we get that set, then we can start anticipating the revenues that we're going to have coming in from our tax commissions and various and so forth. So we start working on that, and we have now, at this point, we have right at 93 employees with the sheriff's office. So I have all of our department heads start working on what their anticipated needs are, their wishes, we have to, ranging from what we think we have to have to what we would like to have, how we can proceed. And part of where we're at in terms of like manpower, and that's the vast majority of what our budget is employee costs, employee expenses. And it's that we have 300 square miles to cover, and we have our daytime population well exceeds 100,000 people when you count the folks that are coming into the county to work at these various and sundry locations, the business locations that we have. And we're woefully short of manpower for a 300 square mile jurisdiction with, what we're asking for, what we intend to have for 2025 is a total of 27 deputies, or 28? 27 on patrol. Then we're asking for an additional, we're intending to have one additional detective. And we have, I've got if you have questions about it, I'm happy to do it here, do it in my office if you like some other time. But the number of cases that are assigned to our detectives leaves them currently with approximately 16 hours per case per year that they would have to do it. Well, we all know they can't do that. In some cases, can get ultimately closed out in some less than 16. But when we have, like, unfortunately, we had a fire over in the west end of the county over the weekend, and the person, we don't have a positive identification on it. There was a person that lost their life in this fire, and we don't have a positive identification on that person as yet. But when we have any type of death like that, our Bullitt County detectives are called out by our patrol, and they will be working at investigating that. And that the coroner has seen to it that the body was taken to the medical examiner's office, and we're working at trying to positively identify who the person was. And then we'll be looking at, in conjunction with the fire marshal, whether it was natural causes of the fire or accidental causes, or whether it was a crime scene, and different things like that. And so we need more people, but that's what we're asking for.
Can we add a horse-mounted patrol in 2025?
I'm very much open to, if anybody's interested in a volunteer horse-mounted patrol, would love to sit down and talk with folks about that. Many, many years ago, it was quite famous regionally, the Bullitt County Sheriff's Posse, and was very active in various things, but we haven't had that in some time.
I love seeing it. I know you know your way around a horse or two, so I'd love to see that. Really, I think it'd be really neat.
Sheriff, I think y'all are doing a great job over there. I've seen big changes in the department over the years, and they've been good changes. And I hope you understand why I like to see it. Just,
Oh, I did?
at the first, because I'm a number person, and I just like to review and make sure I understand. Because I don't want a citizen come to me and say, why did you approve this, and you don't know nothing about it.
I get it.
So, and I do appreciate everything.
And I know Brian reached out and asked for us to send a copy of last year's budget to him. And so that's the comparison, and again, I'd be happy to sit down with you and go over what the changes were looking forward. One of it is we have 9 vehicles, for instance. We have several $1,000 that we're looking at spending for additional vehicles. Well, currently, as we sat here today, we have 9 vehicles in our fleet that are 2016 models. They have between 130,000 and 170,000 miles on them. We need to get those changed out. I and my staff work hard at being good stewards, and I think you all recognize that. But you being a good steward, you need answers to those questions as well, as I do. So I get it.
And I appreciate everything y'all do. But you was asking if we had any questions. I do have one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 35, rescue vehicle. What is that?
We have, if you recall, in 2022, you all authorized us to expend several $100,000 for an armored rescue vehicle. And what precipitated my thinking of why we needed that, and I'll throw the federal government under the bus a bit. Since 2019, when I took office, I got on a list to try to get an up-armored Humvee or an up-armored vehicle of some kind that is surplus from the federal government. The reason we need that, we have countless areas in Bullitt County that have long approaches, short approaches, whatever approaches to a house. And in 2022, I think the summer of 22, in Floyd County, Kentucky, there were 3 deputies lost their life, 2 deputies and 1 police officer lost their life, a canine lost its life, and 5 people were injured where they made an approach when they served an EPO. And the man that they served the EPO on set himself up in the house with a .30-06 rifle and another high-powered rifle and began shooting deputies. And it is known in the police community and anybody else that's paying attention, everybody after the first 2 that were killed, they were killed trying to rescue the 2. That situation went on until that man held them all off and killed several more until the state police showed up with their armored vehicle, and he then surrendered. Now, he hung himself in jail awaiting trial, so we didn't get the chance to try him. But that armored vehicle that you all authorized the expenditure on, we haven't bought it yet because it's been in the process of being built. And the reason that it hadn't been delivered yet, as I understand it, is because the United States government is involved in sending assets to the Ukraine and various other parts of the world. And the contract that Lenco, building that machine, has with the federal government is that when the federal government, they get to cut in line and take people out of order. And so it's my understanding that that will be delivered in the first part of 2025. But the money's been set in there for that.
That's what I was wondering.
Okay. So, much like what Kevin described earlier, there's 3 different motions that need to be made, and this all needs to be approved in 3 ways there. So the first being, I believe, the general term order.
So, and I just have one question about the general term order. The wages indicated are up to a certain point, correct? Are they firm?
I'm sorry?
Wages, they're up to a certain point.
It's not required. I
It's
don't
not
have
required,
to spend it.
yeah.
And mind you, if I can get full staff and stay that way, it'll take that. But unfortunately, things wax and wane. And I've found in the police world in particular, it's people come and people go. And then as we're trying to fill them. But we are, and again, thanks to you all helping us get up to a competitive salary. We're the first time fully staffed in our patrol deputy area since I've been here. And we're in a position that we can stay in the realm with Shepherdsville and Mount Washington on the pay. And we're now, unfortunately, or fortunately for the guys that are doing it, Louisville has really stepped up to the plate, and they're driving this. It reminds me a lot of the arms race of what I remember between the countries in the world. Shepherdsville gives a pay increase, and then Mount Washington gives a pay increase, Louisville gives a pay increase, then we got to give a pay increase because people are moving around, and the newer generation, since they're not tied into a retirement, good thing we made retirements 401 so people get to take them with them. Well, they move about a fair bit to other positions.
Okay, that was just for clarity, Walt.
Okay. And I apologize, one of the bad things about me is people ask me what time it is, and I'll tell them how to build a watch.
No, I've learned that.
Sounds like me.
So, okay, I'll put this in the form of a motion to approve the general term order, for the sheriff's general budget for 2025.
I'll second.
And I have a second by 3rd District Magistrate Johnson. Sam, call the roll, please.
Flemmel,
Yes.
Judge Summers,
Yes.
Sanders,
Yes.
Logston,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
motion carried.
Thank you. I'll also put it in the form of a motion to do the general term order for the sheriff's budget for 2025. I have a second by 1st District Magistrate Sanders. Sam, call the roll, please.
Judge Summers,
Yes.
Sanders,
Yes.
Logston,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Flemmel,
Yes.
motion carried.
Thank you. And I'll put the third one in a motion, the 2025 annual order setting the maximum amount for deputies and assistants.
Second.
I have a second by 4th District Magistrate Blemo. Sam, call the roll, please.
Sanders,
Yes.
Logston,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Flemmel,
Yes.
Judge Summers,
Thank you. Yes.
motion carried.
Thank you, Walt.
Thank
Justin,
you all very,
thank you,
very
guys.
much.
Yes, sir. Okay, so unless there's something on the second page, that concludes our business. Vera, any comments?
The only thing is, I'd like to thank Kay and the road department for all their work they did to make the parade successful.
And I'll thank Faith for taking some cool pictures and sharing them on Facebook.
Okay.
It
There
was
you
a
go.
successful.
Yeah, you got some good ones of the trucks and stuff, though, haven't you?
I saw the mayor
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
and the mayor also, y'all did a great job.
Yep. Yep. Okay.
That's it.
All right, Sean?
I don't have anything other than everybody have a really, really Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And when's our next meeting?
January the 7th or 8th?
Okay, so
What
it's gonna have a little break here. So
Yeah.
everybody really enjoy the holidays and hope you have a special time with family and friends.
Okay. Karen?
I'm super excited about Christmas and the Maryville Pool and all the speakers that showed up today. That's all I want for Christmas is for the pool to get open. So on Thursday, I'll be meeting with the Job Corps out there, and of course, anybody else that needs to come check it out, but we'll need to get access in to be able to do that.
Okay.
And I guess if anybody wants to volunteer or sponsor any of the materials that's involved in any of the projects too, since Job Corps will be providing the labor, should we start looking into a 501c3 nonprofit for?
That's up to you all, like we had talked about, if you want to accept donations, you'll have to have that authorization.
Yep.
To accept a donation of monetarily or of substance? Could it be an item, or like could they donate a truck of concrete
Yeah, I mean, they can do that.
without a 501c3 or
To take monetary donations.
monetary?
you have to have a separate organization set up.
So that's something that we can,
Otherwise, it goes in the fiscal court general fund.
All right.
so we'll I'll start looking into the 501c3, maybe get that.
And on that, Karen, I don't know, did you see the email that I had sent to Mr. Sidnor at MSD?
MSD.
So we're waiting to hear back and hook up as possible.
Yeah, but he acted like that shouldn't be any, yeah, he acted like that shouldn't be any big deal at all. So hopefully MSD is going to work out. But anyway, yes, Merry Christmas to everybody.
Good. Brian?
So I've got one thing, and probably the sheriff's aware of it, but we've had a lot of vehicle break-ins and stuff. People, I'm assuming kids and different things kind of driving through neighborhoods, going and checking cars that are unlocked, and they're getting stuff out. We had a bunch up in my area last Thursday and Friday, Cedar Grove area. And so I'm just wondering, I know you can't be everywhere, patrol, all that as far as that, but I know some cities, and I'm not sure about the county, but do we have a no chase policy on that?
We have a pursuit policy.
We
It's
do?
not a no chase policy, but we have a pursuit policy with the sheriff's office. And it's required by law that every police agency have a pursuit policy. Our pursuit policy authorizes persons to be pursued that have committed, or we have reasonable grounds to believe they've committed a violent felony. Bernie Madoff committed a horrible felony. We would not pursue him in a vehicle if he ran because it wasn't violent. It did. But so, and some of what I saw on social media about some event where Shepherdsville saw someone and then terminated the pursuit. And here's what actually happened about that. What the word that Shepherdsville got, and the word that my deputies may get at various times, is that somebody was around the car. The call that came in said that somebody saw a laser, not that they pointed a gun at him. And so then when the Shepherdsville police, they saw someone who met the description of the vehicle that was around the car, they were on him, and that person took off and went on. Shepherdsville's pursuit policy, which is much like ours, i.e. requires that somebody we have reasonable grounds to suspect that they have committed a violent felony, or we're not pursuing them. That's all they had. They didn't have the idea of or the reasonable suspicion of a violent felony that had occurred. Now, if we have one and the police officer that's in the vehicle knows that someone had pointed a gun at somebody, that qualifies as a violent felony, wanton endangerment and so forth. They didn't have that night, to my understanding. And I've spoken with Chief Schmidt about that, and that's what his understanding was. So I fully stand behind the decision of those police officers that night to stay within that policy. So, and here's what we've actually, and I want to urge everybody as publicly as we can, lock your car doors. These people that are coming around, generally speaking, they're not breaking into cars.
Right.
They are opening up unlocked car doors, and they're getting stuff out. Now, I'm hearing scuttlebutt. I'm hearing rumor-wise that there is a device or a program that people can purchase somehow online that gives them a code, an electronic code, to unlock cars. And then when if they can, they get that car unlocked, and then they're opening the door. And I urge people, don't leave your car door, your garage door open within your cars, because if somebody breaks in your car, then they can open your garage door and come in, and we have video of violently pointing a gun at people is a violent act, and it qualifies as that. And we have video of folks that two people are going in, they're opening up the garage door, then one's moving to the door that goes into the house, armed, and somebody else is standing out by the garage door doing overwatch, so to say, guarding to see who's coming down, who may be coming up. And we have had someone in Mount Washington back in February exchange gunfire with these people that were opening up car doors out there. So I urge anybody, don't go looking deal with evil. That's the first thing. Because it's a very dangerous thing to go and approach these people, and it's dangerous regardless, but it's overly dangerous, as Mr. Watts found when he went and chased after the people that broke into his trailer and stole his trailer out of his front yard. He chased them down unarmed, and they shot and killed him. So nobody needs to be doing that. Nobody. Call the police, because when the police come, they're going to be armed. And if somebody is going to confront evil, do it in an armed state of mind and in an armed physical state. Don't, somebody's going to use lethal force on you, be prepared to use lethal force back. And I don't know if that answers the question.
Well, I understand.
But we have a pursuit policy, and if we know that somebody has committed a burglary, for instance, if the word comes burglary, I don't know whether they were armed when they burglarized or not. We assume that they were, and we will pursue over that. But somebody fiddling with a car door, no, we wouldn't pursue them over that.
Well, I just know it seems like it's getting more rampant, in the
It
area.
is, and we are trying
I'm just
to come
looking
up
for a
with-
solution.
And I wish I had the solution. 50 more police officers, that'd be a long way. We have engaged in task forces with the Louisville Metro, Shepherdsville, Mount Washington, Shelby County, and so forth. There are various times that we put officers specially working at night in hopes of catching them. Now, one thing too, if anytime we can take and get some of these folks, and kudos, she's gone now, but I will, Judge Porter, we have outstanding judges in Bullitt County, Kentucky. I wish I could say the same thing about all the judges in Jefferson County, Kentucky, but I cannot. We don't release people on home incarceration that have committed homicide. They do that in Jefferson County, have done that in Jefferson County. And if we catch folks in Bullitt County, Kentucky, that are committing these offenses, our prosecutors and our judges are dealing with that in a fashion that I believe the people of Bullitt County want it dealt with, which is strictly and harshly, whereas they don't deal that way in Louisville. So when we do these task forces and they catch them in Louisville, they don't stay very long in jail.
Right.
But we're working at it. It's something I think about every single day, every day. And I know my deputies do, and they're trying to get around, and they are around in these various subdivisions. We have means by which we can see where they have gone. They're going wherever it's subdivisions at night, but it's not a lot different than catching needles or finding needles in a haystack.
Yeah, I understand that part. I was just, on social media, like you mentioned, there's a lot of people that, saying maybe neighborhood watch and stuff like that. And I think that could help, but, I don't know.
Here's the concern about neighborhood watch would help a lot, and here's what we have to be careful of. I'm neighborhood watches, and people need to, homeowners associations need to talk with their lawyers before they do neighborhood watches, because it's not on us, it's on them. Mr. Zimmerman, that killed Mr. Martin down in Florida, he was a neighborhood watch. That homeowners association there paid out a whole bunch of money over Mr. Zimmerman killing the man that attacked him. But they paid him. Now, why they paid it, I don't know. Maybe why Greg Fiscal paid $12 million without anything being investigated. I don't know. People just want to have things go away. But neighborhood watches are good, but be careful.
Right.
They're dangerous. Neighborhood watches are dangerous.
Well, I don't want like a vigilanteism and a lot of people just out, trolling with guns and looking, but I'm just looking maybe if we could organize or do something legally and everything and be protected.
Most of your home security camera systems, when you share your law enforcement. And when we ended up in Academy Ridge, Lance Lakes, in that community, we had the same thing, people walking in, and they would come up, they would check unlock doors and get the guns out of the, they were going after guns and wallets, that's all they were going after. And we had one of the senior dog handlers, who does a lot of training down here, lived in the neighborhood, and he and I sat down and we came up with which systems shared, he and I, we still have our home security cameras shared. We can't figure out how to do it.
Oh,
I
really?
live in Bullitt County, he still lives over there. We can't figure out how to get it done, but that's what we opted to do it remotely, monitor it all remotely. Because you can see, and then those systems, those camera systems that everybody's complaining about with health law enforcement, we just went back to that neighborhood, and that neighborhood has them installed on the entrances. All three HOAs paid out of pocket to install those, so they could see everybody coming and going.
I urge you to many HOAs that contact you or private businesses or people, we can put them in touch with the FLOCK system, MLOCK. We have, part of our budget is that we spend money every year for a subscription, and they've got cameras at various places, and it has helped us solve several homicides and various and sundry other crimes. And subdivisions, homeowners associations can enter into an agreement with them, and that information would come to not only the Bullitt County Sheriff's Office, but the Shepherdsville Police, Mount Washington Police, Kentucky State Police, Louisville Metro Police, and that would help. It would help us know who's come in or who's gone out.
Yeah, I saw some video, like home security video, where they were going up and grabbing the doors, like you said. This was last Thursday. But would they have to have an HOA? Because a lot of them in my area don't have, it's just.
No, I mean, they can get together as a group, but I mean, somebody has to sign the contract with FLOCK. That's what the issue is. But Tom, Dick, Harry, Sally, or Sue could do it on their own if they wanted to spend $500 to $7,500 a year for the contract.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Anything else, Brian?
I think that's all I got.
Okay, good deal. And I just want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and enjoy the holidays safely. And we will see you all in 2025. And we'll do a summary where we were at this year. Tom Barr sent me some really interesting questions, and I think I've answered them all. I just need to get them proofread. So anyway, at this time, I'd like to recognize Mayor Cabero for being here today, Teresa Preston, City Council, Lebanon Junction, Faith Portman. Glad to see you all here. You're becoming real regulars, and that's a good thing. So thank you all so much. I need a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Got a motion by 1st District Magistrate Sanders, a second by 4th District Magistrate Blamel to adjourn the Bullitt County Fiscal Court at 10:59 on the 17th day of December 2024. Thank you.